Hello, good morning students. Today we are going to start lesson number 4, that is current, electricity and magnetism. Now we'll discuss some questions based on previous knowledge. Question number 1. Which constituents are present in an atom? Yes, the answer is proton, electron and neutron. These constituents are present in an atom. Now second, what will happen if a glass rod is rubbed on a silk cloth? The glass rod will acquire positive charge and the silk cloth will acquire negative charge. Now third one, how do objects get charges? Answer is when two suitable objects are rubbed against each other, electrons are transferred from one object to another. The object that loses electrons acquires positive charge and the object that gains electrons acquire negative charge. Now fourth question. What are static and moving charges? Yes, answer is charges at rest are static charges while in motion, that is electrons, they are moving charges. Now fifth one, can a negative charge be made to flow? Yes, we can flow negative charge. Next sixth one, can electricity be made to flow like water flowing from higher level to lower level? Yes, electricity can also be made to flow from higher level to lower level. Now we'll study about current, electricity. See, we get current electricity when the electrons in an electrical conductor are made to flow. For example, the wire. In the wire, the electrons are made to flow. So that is called current electricity. A large current flows when lightning takes place from a cloud to the ground. See, during rainy season, there is lightning in the sky. That time, large current flows from cloud to the ground. So while sensation is felt by us due to a microscopically small current flowing to the brain. So you are aware of the current flowing through wires, electric bulbs and equipments in the house. The variety of electrical gadgets we are using at our home. So in the electric cells of a radio, a current is produced by the flow of both negatively and positively charged particles. You can see here how the current is flowing from the conductor. By the glowing bulb, you can understand that the current is flowing in the conductor. Now we study about electrostatic potential. Water or a liquid flows from a higher level to a lower level. Heat always flows from a body at higher temperature to a body at lower temperature. Similarly, there is a tendency of the positive charge to flow from a point of higher electric level to a point of lower electric level. Electric level deciding the direction of flow of electric charges is called electrostatic potential. See, in the picture you can see that the current is flowing means the positive charge is flowing from higher level to lower level. See the direction of current. See, positive means here it is higher level. From higher level to, that is towards negative, that is lower level. So static potential means what? Once again we'll see, electric level deciding the direction of flow of electric charges. See, electric level deciding the direction of flow of electric charges is called electrostatic potential. Now next one, potential difference. The difference between the two potential of 2 points is called as potential difference. See, the difference between the potential of 2 points. See here, you can observe in the picture 2 points. One is positive and the other one is negative. The difference between these 2 points, that is called as potential difference. Now we'll see that, take connecting copper wire and connect the circuit as shown in figure. See, you have to take one copper wire and you have to connect it as shown in the figure. So here we'll see that the same circuit, that is of with dry cell, we have to make another circuit as shown in the picture. Now it will be realized from glowing of the bulb that a current is flowing in the circuit. See, in the second figure the bulb is glowing, and in the first picture what you are observing, the bulb is not glowing. So what is the difference? What is the reason why the bulb is not glowing in the first picture? See, the reason is what? The electrons in the wire flow due to the potential difference between the two ends of the dry cell. Means in the first picture we are observing that dry cell is not connected, and here in the second picture dry cell is connected in the circuit. Because of dry cell, electrostatic potential is created in the circuit. Means the potential difference is necessary for the flow of electric current. So these flow from the negative terminal of the cell to the positive terminal of the cell. See, electrons flow from negative terminal towards the positive terminal, and conventional current flows in the opposite direction, and it is shown, see here in the picture, by an arrow. See how it is there. Conventional current flows from higher level, that is positive, from higher level to negative, that is lower level, and the flow of electrons is from negative to positive, and the conventional current is opposite to the flow of electrons, that is from positive to negative. So in the figure, first figure, you can see there is no current as there is no potential difference in the absence of dry cell. See here, any cell is not connected, therefore current is not flowing, and so that the bulb is not glowing. So current starts flowing in the circuit as soon as the potential difference is applied. So due to dry cell, potential difference is applied, and the unit of potential difference in SI system is volt. It is measured in volt. So therefore in the circuit we have to connect dry cell, otherwise the current will not flow. Now we will see some points. Electric current is produced due to the flow of charged particles. Electrical charges flowing through a wire in 1 second can be called unit current. The SI unit of electric current is coulomb per second or ampere. Electric current is measured in ampere. So 1 ampere is equal to, that is 1 coulomb per 1 second, means 1A is equal to 1 C per S, means 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb per second. So electric current is a scalar quantity, means here only quantity is considered, not the direction. Now we will study about electric cell. A source is required to produce a uniform flow of charges in a circuit. Such a general device is an electric cell. So various types of electric cells are available today. These are used in a range of machines from wristwatch to submarines. Out of these, you must be aware of solar cells. The main function of various electric cells is to maintain a constant potential difference between its two terminals. The main function of this dry cell is what? The main function is to maintain constant potential difference between two ends. Now we'll see about dry cell. The dry cells are used in our radio sets, wall clocks and torches. Now we'll study about the construction of dry cell, how the dry cell is constructed. So take a lead dry cell and remove its outer covering. See, any expired dry cell, you can take it and you can remove it, the outer coating. Then inside you will find a whitish metal layer. What you will observe inside? Whitish metal layer. This is the zinc metal layer. See, you can observe here inside whitish layer is there, that is made up of zinc. There is another layer inside. An electrolyte is filled between these two layers. See, this is the electrolyte. This electrolyte is filled between the two layers. The electrolyte contains negatively charged and positively charged ions. In the electrolyte, negatively as well as positively charged ions are there. These are the carriers of electricity. The ions, they carry the electricity. The electrolyte is a wet pulp of zinc chloride and ammonium chloride. This electrolyte is made up from zinc chloride and ammonium chloride. So there is a graphite rod at the center of the cell. See, this is the graphite rod at the center. This is positive terminal of the cell. This graphite rod acts as positive terminal of the cell. A paste of manganese dioxide is filled outside the rod. See, this is the manganese dioxide paste which is filled outside the graphite rod. And because of the chemical reactions of all these chemicals, electrical charge is produced on the two terminals. See, because of the chemical reactions taking place between these chemicals, what will happen? Electrical charge is produced on the two terminals, that is positive and negative. Positive terminal is made from graphite. Graphite acts as positive terminal and zinc layer, it acts as negative terminal. And see, a charge, electrical charge is produced on the two terminals and an electric current flows in the circuit. As the chemical reaction takes place between these chemicals, the electric charge is produced and this is responsible for the flow of electric current in the circuit. See, due to the wet pulp used in this cell, the chemical reaction proceeds very slowly. See, here wet pulp is used. Zinc chloride, ammonium chloride, that is in the wet form. And because of that, the reaction is taking place slowly. Hence, a large electric current cannot be obtained from this. Chemical reaction is slow. Therefore, large current cannot be obtained. Compared to the electric cells using liquids, the shelf life of dry cells is longer. But as compared to other cells, this dry cells life is longer because the reaction taking place here is slow. Dry cells are very convenient to use as these can be held in any direction with respect to ground and can be used in mobile instruments. Therefore, it is convenient to use dry cells in our daily life. So, I hope you understood the topic. So, for better understanding, read the topic once again and do the given homework.